The most obvious thing is that things aren't going well in their lives. They're, for example, extensively avoiding things that they don't want to avoid. A very robust finding in psychology is that when people are stressed in their lives, when stressful things are happening in their lives, they tend to avoid a lot. They avoid thoughts related to their issues. They avoid feelings. They avoid things that are very important to them. They put life on hold, basically. So people can quit their jobs or hate their jobs, and they can quit socializing. They can quit doing the pastimes, engaging in the pastimes that they like the most, like playing golf or tennis or whatever it is. So that's a very obvious thing that brings them here. They're not managing their lives well. Now, when they come here, they have a theory of what's going on. and it's a very consistent theory. It's not really variable. The content is variable. It could be that I'm afraid of separation from my home or from my spouse. That would be agoraphobia. Or I'm afraid of being in social situations. That would be like social anxiety disorder. Or I'm afraid of germs, which lead to obsessive-compulsive disorder. Or I am grieving severely because I have lost my parent, and that could lead to depression. But they have a theory about what they want, although they don't know it very clearly. And I help them at the first session. The first session is really very important to articulate what that theory is. And the theory is based on a belief system. They have a belief system that's, again, invariable. Everybody who has these emotional problems has the same belief system in varying degrees. But the belief system that they come in with has sort of three major parts to it. The first one is that I am very abnormal. What I am feeling is very abnormal. My anxiety is very abnormal. My sadness, my grieving. Yeah, I've been grieving my mom's death for 6 months. That's not normal. I mean, there's something wrong with me. I'm defective. I'm impaired. And what I'm impaired with is very mysterious. I don't know what it is. And it's also very eccentric. Nobody has it. I'm the only one who has this problem. And of course, they're not. 100 million Americans have had problems with anxiety and depression and other kinds of emotional problems. The second part of the belief system that they come in with is that the emotions that I have and the thoughts that I have and my behaviors are unacceptable. It's a very logical kind of deduction. If I'm abnormal, that's unacceptable. And so they do a lot of, they get into a lot of self-talk that says, this is terrible, I hate this, I don't want this is unacceptable, I'm not willing to be this way. The third part is the most complex part. It's what you can call perfectionism. And that is complex, has several parts to it. But if you want to characterize it in one phrase, it's I have to get rid of my abnormal thing, whatever it is. They call it, and they don't know what it is, but they have a theory that there's an it thing there that's causing them to have panic attacks or severe depression or something like that. So I think of it as an eliminative agenda. They come in with an agenda, although they don't say it. They say, I'm having all these problems, could you help me? But it's very clear that they have an agenda, and I help them articulate what that agenda is. I call it the eliminative agenda. The eliminative agenda is, I have come to you to help me find out what's abnormal about me so we can get rid of it. And I would say, well, do you have any idea how you can get rid of a thought or an emotion or something like that? And they say, no, I'm expecting you to tell me how to do that. And I say, well, I'm sorry to give you some bad news. There's no such thing as getting rid of an emotion, and there's no such thing as getting rid of a thought. Humans can't really do that. But there's another agenda that is workable and that can produce excellent results. But it's not an eliminative one. It's not a control agenda. It's a making peace agenda with oneself. It's an agenda that doesn't get rid of anything, but leads to serenity, to peace of mind. People, when they're done with this therapy, haven't gotten rid of anything, but they're okay with being who they are. They have a sense of serenity, and they function a lot better. They don't function perfectly, but that's part of the agenda, is they want to do the therapy perfectly. They want to get rid of this it thing that's abnormal about them perfectly. They don't want any vestiges of it left around, because otherwise it'll come back again, and they don't want that.